If he could do it,
This isn't a movie.
he believed in himself. And you can't tell.
Man, you gonna put it on me like that?
You can do anything that you want. You can get singing lessons, get a better job, make more money. You could be even like rich. You could live in the White House someday. You could be president. Do what you want to do. It's not it's not up to other people.
It's true.
It's up to you.
Everything is possible in your life when you believe.
So if you clicked on this video, you can see I quit my 9 to 5 to chase my dreams. In every logical way, this doesn't make sense. And to be honest, I wouldn't advise anyone to go ahead quitting their jobs. For those who are in the same boat, stick around to the end because I have advice for you to decide if your job is worth quitting or not. Because I wouldn't recommend everyone goes out there just quitting their jobs. Without further ado, let's get into the video and I'll tell you guys my thought process while making this decision. I know you're probably thinking right now that I had a crazy checklist when it came to quitting my job, but actually I didn't. There's some criteria and requirements to be able to quit your job, but when it came down to just a checklist and why I wanted to quit my job, it wasn't crazy. First of all, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. What I mean I didn't like it is I didn't want to do it anymore. I'll go to my job and I'll be sad and I'll feel bad. Not because it was necessarily hard, but I felt like I was not putting myself in the highest form where I could fulfill my potential. I know there was something more out there for me. I know there was something calling me. Every time I went to my job, I always thought to myself, I'd rather be doing something else with my time and my life. So it wasn't too deep on why I didn't like it. It's just I felt like I could do better. I felt like I could be doing more with my time. I felt like I could be fulfilling another purpose here on earth rather than doing that because I felt like that wasn't my purpose. Second thing why I made that decision was because I lost confidence. Due to me not liking my job as much and having college on the side as well, I made every excuse not to work harder. Like I didn't work as hard as I wanted to do on the job. I was very passive at that job. I would just do the bare minimum, to be fair. And when I say the bare minimum, not like I wasn't giving my all to the customers. I'll give my all to the customers, but I felt like if you have a passion for something, you go above and beyond just to learn the skill. And I didn't learn the skill as much as I wanted to. Partly because I wouldn't work as much. If you're around the field 24/7 or you work more hours, like 40 hours a week, you become accustomed to the ideas and how to function in that job. And so since I didn't like it, I wouldn't work as much hours. So I didn't have as much experience and I didn't experience too many scenarios to be able to help customers. I could have done way more than I did. I could have gone above and beyond if I actually liked the job. Third thing was not necessarily on the job, but like one thing I'll say that made me quit that job was I wanted to chase my dreams. I wanted to chase my entrepreneurial dreams. And looking back when I was working at that job, I hated my life. I still hate my life at this point because I'm not where I want to be at. But it came to the point where I was having nightmares about me being stuck in this life. I would wake up from my nightmares and I would be like, I need change, I need change, I need change. I wanted to chase my dreams. I wanted to fulfill my dreams. And I didn't want anything holding me back. So that's why I decided I needed change and I needed to quit the job to be able to focus on something that I would be able to dedicate myself to and be able to fulfill my highest calling. Fourth thing I would say that made me come to the decision of quitting that job was because I want to be able to put myself in a position where the only outcome was greatness. I don't know if you are never ever taken a bet on yourself. This might be hard to comprehend. But before I actually went to that job, I was working at another job, but I didn't want to work at the last job no more. So I quit the last job and I stayed home for 3 months because I wanted to work at this new job. So I put myself in that very uncomfortable situation where I needed to make something work. And A lot of people will get it, but a whole lot of people wouldn't get it. Putting yourself in a position where the only outcome is change. The only outcome is you winning. And even if you don't win, the only outcome that happens is you changing, you not remaining in the same position. I told myself back then I wouldn't stay at a job for more than a year just because I didn't want to feel comfortable too much at a job. Comfort is the killer of all dreams, guys. You don't want to stay comfortable at your job, at your school, anywhere in life. You don't want to stay comfortable. You want to keep on pushing for more. I'm not saying take yourself out of security. I'm just saying that when you have that feeling inside of you that you could be doing more, you will always know that you can do more by just coming out your comfort zone. You will have that urge to come out your comfort zone when you feel like you could be doing more. You never want to stay in that comfort zone. So one thing I thought to myself was like, I wanted to put myself in a difficult situation so I can be able to take more risk. It's more risks, obviously, me quitting my job and chasing my dreams. But I wanted to put myself in this position so the only outcome was change. Have you ever put yourself in a position where there's no plan B? That's what I'm chasing right now, where you have to make something work out of nothing. And if it doesn't work, you're totally screwed. That's the life I'm chasing. The adrenaline, I chase that type of life. So I need that type of life. I need that type of emotion in my life where I need to make something out of nothing. I'm going to school right now for biological sciences. It's part of my plan in the future. But due to my situation right now and other reasons in my life, family reasons, personal goals and accomplishments, my dreams need to work for everything to fall in place. So I'm putting myself in this position where there's no plan B and the only option is to make something work. And what if I fail? It's very scary. It's a certainty. It's a possibility. I do have the belief I'm not gonna fail, but there's a possibility out there I fail, right? There's a possibility out there I fail. Even if I fail, there's gonna be change that comes with the failure. Because if I fail, I'm not just going back to being regular at having a job. If I fail, something else is gonna happen. I might need to maybe find a side hustle, maybe work faster, maybe work quicker, maybe set up systems where I don't fail at all. It's just gonna be so hard. But the only thing is, my mindset is I have to make this work. I have to make this work. There's no other outcome. Making this work is my dream. So a whole lot of people ask me right now, what do I want to do in my life? I'm talking about my dreams. I'm talking about my passions. But what is my dream? What is my passion? I do have a lot of dreams. And I have a lot of ways that I want to make those dreams come into reality. And I'm working on them actively. But one thing I'll say is I want to start on my entrepreneurial journey by exploiting the seasonal markets. I'm not going to go too much into it just because I don't want to talk too much on something I haven't done yet. But when I do it, I'm going to let you know in the next video or the upcoming updates. You're going to see. I want to go ahead and attack the seasonal markets. I want to go ahead and see what I can make out of nothing to get my feet on the ground. And it is scary. You don't want to put yourself in this situation ever. But I feel like if you want to accomplish anything great, you need to be able to take risk. You need to be able to put yourself in a very uncomfortable situation. Comfort is your enemy when you're trying to do something great. So this is what I'm doing. I'm not going to speak too much on it. I have a lot of other things I'm planning on the side that I'm working on, but I'm not speaking on it because it's going to be part of a series that's going to come in the upcoming videos. But I'll keep you updated and y'all just stay tuned to it. If I had any advice to give people that are my age or younger than me, if you don't know, I'm 22 right now. If I had any advice to give anyone that's my age or younger than me, I would say, don't let anything or anyone stop you from chasing your dream. Don't let that job, that person, that advice, pressure from society stop you from chasing your dream. You're going to have to make things work, guys. you're gonna have to make things work. I'm gonna make things work and I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing. You're gonna have to make things work for yourself because no one out there, your brother, your father, your mom, your cousins, your sisters, no one is gonna save you. If you want this life, you want that life, the life you want, anything you dream of, you're gonna have to chase it. You're gonna have to work for it. And no one's gonna hand it over to you. No one's gonna hand it over to you. You've probably heard this like more than 10,000 times at this point, that no one's gonna give you the life you want. But sometimes it's like reality doesn't hit us hard to the point where we actually come to terms with the fact that no one is gonna give us the life we want and we're actually gonna go out there and work for it. Nothing changes if nothing changes. I know sometimes we want to get complacent, we want to get soft, we want to get comfortable, but you gotta keep on moving. It is a long journey, but your life, the dream life you want, is not that far away from you. With a little belief and a little work, it can happen like this. And I know it and I believe it. I believe it, guys. So now going into the people that's in the same situation, thinking about quitting your job to chase your dreams. Here's a checklist for you. I'd ask you, do you have enough money saved up for at least 3 months to be able to pay your monthly bills? So whatever happens in 3 months, you're just locked in on your business. Do you have money saved up for 3 months to be able to pay your bills? You have to have some, I'm not saying have some sort of backup, but like you need to have some security at least. Don't just go balls there into chasing your dream without having something to even put your gas. You get what I'm saying? You need to have some money, right, guys? And obviously this, you can improvise with this. You can do side hustles like DoorDash, you can do roadie, and you can do things like Uber at your free time. But like for the starters, I'd advise just have a little bit of money saved up before going deep into this. You get what I'm saying? Second of all, do you think your job is hindering you from pursuing your goals? Me personally, I wouldn't say that my job was holding me back from pursuing my goals. My job held me back in the sense that it made me complacent, it made me comfortable, right? It gave me a sense of security. I had a paycheck every 2 weeks, so it's like me sticking at that job was just making me complacent. I don't move as hard. I'm not as hungry as as I need to be able to um win at this, right? My job made me a little complacent because like I just see the money coming my way. But when I put myself in this situation where there's no money coming my way and the only option is to win, then I'm screwed. I have to make something work. So my job held me back in the sense that it made me complacent. How's your job holding you back? I don't know if you think about it, and if your job is holding you back in any type of way, then you gotta cut it. You gotta let it go. Another thing I'll tell you is, do you don't have to have a clear vision, but do you know what you want to do? Have something you're gonna start working on as soon as you quit the job. You don't want to quit your job before you start thinking of what you're gonna be working on. You want to know what you're working on so that as soon as you get off your job and you have that free time, you dedicate every single hour into working on what you want to do, into working on what you want to accomplish. So that's it for this video, guys. I know it's kind of long. It was a lot of talking, but like, y'all stay tuned for the journey and what I'm going to be working on. It's a lot that's coming my way. It's a lot that I'm going to be doing because I don't have a job no more and I have to make things work. Y'all stay tuned for the journey. Leave a comment, like the video, and I feel like we should have a community. I'm going to create a Discord for everyone that's feeling like they want to connect with like-minded people and just grind because this is the fourth quarter. You don't want to be wasting no time. We have to grind. We have to work, right? So I'll create a Discord, and if y'all want to join, I'll leave a link down below. And then also, y'all gonna see what's gonna be happening in the next videos. But until then, peace out, guys.